Donald Trump is having a rally in Arizona, and a guy named George Lindell decides to show up and starts yelling at the press. Now, for a long time, Donald Trump has been fomenting against the press, and he doesn't say it in a way that is constructive criticism. Hey, here's how the press could do a better job. He says the press is rigged against me, and they're rigged against you. And then from time to time, you'll have guys like Kurt Schilling go on Jake Tapper's program and basically in a polite way say, hey, Jake, aren't you a Jew? And then we showed you tape of some Trump supporters yelling Lügenpresse, which is an old German term that means lying press that was used in the Nazi era. I just saw it on my Twitter account. One of the Trump supporters hashtagged me at Lügenpresse. Okay, so this is happening. In the context of that, this George Lindell character starts yelling at the press in the middle of this rally. Let's watch.
You're the enemy. You're the ones working for the devil, baby. USA! 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 We're worried about the Jews, okay? Yeah! USA!
To our society will be a very, very high priority of my presidency.
Y'all don't tell me, I tell you.
This is what we have become. This is the state we're in now. Donald Trump has a significant chance of winning this election 8 days from now, and his supporters are yelling at the press, USA, USA. Unbelievable, but here we are. Now, Kellyanne Conway is going to go, coincidentally, on Jake Tapper's program, and she's going to say, oh, of course, this guy doesn't represent us. Let's watch.
We have seen a lot of anti-Semites and racists and misogynists who support the Trump candidacy.
Wow.
Would you call that man deplorable?
Wow, yes, I would. His conduct is completely unacceptable and does not reflect our campaign or our candidate. Wow, I have to push back on some of the adjectives you just used to describe. I hope you've been to Trump rallies, and I hope that you've seen the tens of thousands. I mean, he's had over 500,000 people easily, over, I think, in excess of that at his rallies. And these are USA-loving Americans who just want their country to be prosperous and safe again. Well, you just suggested that we're just filled with all these other isms, and I think that's incredibly fair. That man's conduct was deplorable, and had I been there, I would have asked security to remove him immediately. Clearly, he doesn't speak for the campaign or the candidate, and you know, I think what he had to say was disgusting.
Have you been to a Trump rally? How could you say this about Trump supporters? Yes, we have. We've covered a lot. We've covered dozens of Trump rallies. We see deplorable behavior day in, day out at those rallies. Have you gone to a Trump rally? Jimmy Dore cannot stand Hillary Clinton. He's one of our hosts. He goes to Trump rallies, comes back like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, okay, maybe we got to find a way to vote against Donald Trump. He's still on the fence about it, but man, those rallies, they shake you to your core. There's a tremendous ugliness in those crowds. Just go to TYT Politics. Watch all the videos. All we do is we ask the questions of Trump supporters. They say the most outrageous and hideous things all the time. It is not an exception. I think ultimately Hillary Clinton was exactly right when she initially made her basket of deplorables comment. Half of Donald Trump supporters, this is the part that almost no one talks about, are actually people who are pissed about the economy, who are pissed about the system, and they're right. They're right in not the solution, but they're right in that they've been screwed over, they worked hard, but they didn't get what they wanted, and it's not fair, and the system is in some ways against them. And I talk about that all the time on the show on the Young Turks. So not all Trump supporters, don't put them all in the same basket. They're not all deplorable. Of course not, right? I think they've just been misdirected. But there is a significant chunk of Trump supporters who are deplorable. If you think that's just one bad apple, you haven't been to any Trump rallies at all. You haven't watched any of the interviews we've done with all those different Trump supporters. We're not showing you the exceptions. We're showing you about half of the crowd, that basket of deplorables. It's real. When it comes to this guy, he says, oh, no, the press is mischaracterizing what I said. I was saying, I'm a painter. I work with a lot of Mexicans, so I was saying USA like the Mexicans do, like USA, USA. First of all, is that really much better? You know, we've come to accept that Donald Trump said, you know, oh, the Mexicans, they're criminals and they're rapists. Okay, yeah, saying horrible things about Mexicans, horrible things about Muslims. When he says horrible things about Jews, or his supporters do, all of a sudden that's a line, like he crossed the line. So then they go back over the line. No, we meant to say only horrible things about Mexicans. Does that make it better? Or should you have been against them all along for all the things that he was saying about all those different kinds of people? By the way, of course, Lindell is actually lying. He also told the press that day, we're run by the Jews, okay? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you meant U.S.A. exactly as it sounded. And by the way, here's another tweet Patrick Breen sent with his picture saying, George Lindell of Phoenix yells to the press, quote, are you scared to face the mob, and calls the media in attendance the devils. This is insanity, absolute insanity. And here we are, guys, 8 days away from guys like this thinking, now we're in charge. But Kellyanne Conway, still, my heart flutters at the suggestion. How dare you? Oh, I've got the vapors. Go ahead, give me more of your totally contrived outrage against Jake Tapper.
These are people who love their country, and these are people who feel like they're part of a movement, that this is not a typical politician. He's an outsider, a disruptor, somebody who owes nobody anything in Washington, which is why Washington is afraid to have him there, Jake. Please, if you do anything, don't besmirch the good hearts and the good values of the tens of thousands, the millions of Donald Trump supporters who frankly just love this country.
Don't besmirch them, Jake, please. They're such lovely human beings. No, CNN, you know what you should do? You shouldn't label them one way or another. Tell us that they're all wonderful, patriotic, great Americans, or that, in the words of George Lindell, that they are the devil. You should do honestly what we do. Go interview them. Just put a microphone in front of their face and find out what they say. Hey, don't you want to know why they are so mad at the system, why they think the system's rigged against them? We want to know. That's why we asked them. You're going to be amazed at the answers. So go for it. Actually cover the race. Like, isn't it amazing that CNN, that has billions of dollars, waits for us to go ask the questions of their supporters? All they do is they just have insiders on nonstop. Here's a Hillary Clinton supporter, here's a Donald Trump supporter, but what are they actually, like, not their campaign spokespeople, not the people paid by them. No, go and ask Trump supporters. Why do you like Trump? You'll actually genuinely be shocked at their answers. George Lindell is not an exception. Go to his rallies, talk to those people, or just, you want a shortcut? Go to youtube.com/TYT or youtube.com/TYT politics and watch, but I hope you're sitting. Young Turks. There's so much more Young Turks content if you're a member. Great shows like Aggressive Progressives, Old School, you'll get post games, all ad-free, plus the whole 2-hour show. I know what you're thinking.
This is huge.
And it kind of is. So come join us. TYTnetwork.com/join.